Hello everybody, welcome back to the Stanley Parable 2, also known as Ultra Deluxe, depending on which name you prefer. I just started the game, and this Epilogue option just appeared on the menu, and it's flashing at us, so I really think it wants us to click it, and I personally want to click it, so let's see what this is all about. Because I know when we were in the showcase area, he had a giant epilogue like text that was just in a black room, and that was like the epilogue that he had set up. But let's see if he actually did anything with it. Epilogue. Now, if that's all that it is, many years later. Oh, we're back in this desert area. This is like the same area from the skip button. Now, I really hope that by clicking epilogue, it's not gonna like reset the game so that we can't like get the bucket, because a lot of the stuff I wanted to do today involved bringing was I supposed to be walking around? A lot of the stuff that I wanted to do today involves bringing the bucket to areas that we've done in the original Stanley Parable, so I'm hoping this doesn't like make us have to go all the way back through that showcase area to get the bucket back. Alright, so many years later, office building no longer exists. We're kind of just chilling in the desert. Now we're in the middle of a sandstorm and there's office chairs everywhere. This music's like oddly calming given the circumstances. Also, let me know if the music or the game is too loud. It's kind of loud in my ears, but it might just be this music that's playing. Alright, so all the office chairs seem to be gone now, unless that's what these rocks are. Okay. Sunrise. I'm not sure if they want me to go anywhere or if this is just showing like the passage of time. Oh, is this this looks like the narrator's memory house. I'm surprised Stanley's just been living out here in the desert for however long without dying to the elements. But let's see what's become of the narrator's memory house. The Stanley Parable 2, pretty sure it used to be an ode to the first Stanley Parable. So this is interesting. It's very dark too, I can't see. Music stopped. Kind of creepy. Narrator, have you been here with us this whole time? Have you been just hanging out in the desert with us? Cookie 9. That was the person who left that that bad Steam review. Okay, this is gonna be good. Review, the Stanley Parable 2. Oh, is this finally Cookie 9's chance for redemption? Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable. Really? Did you? If I recall, didn't you say something about the narrator being annoying or something? Which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole. Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. A welcome reprieve from... So obviously, okay, So I'm still not 100% sure if the Steam reviews from that section of the game were actual Steam reviews from like these people, because me being the nosy person I am, I did go on my Steam profile and look up all the names of the people just to see if their review section on their Steam profile had those reviews. And I couldn't find them, so either they deleted the reviews or they just didn't exist. But my main question is, how would this, like, did Cookie Nine get early access to the Stanley Parable 2? Because, like, this review shouldn't be in the game before the game came out, if it's real. Okay, I'm just confusing myself now. I'm gonna stop right there. Cat dog born. Scientists confirm hybrid species. So that old Nickelodeon cartoon, it's coming true. It was foretelling the future. Oh, is this gonna be another blog from another one of those people that left a Steam review? Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise, but a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that the more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been further from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game, and to stop assaulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Lowest aggregate review scores in video game history, second. And then it cuts off. Okay, so it sounds like people were very disappointed with the Stanley Parable 2, at least within the game's universe.
Jim.
Okay. I'm glad it still says Jim. Wait, did I just go in a circle? Yeah, I just went in a circle. So, obviously, here in the real world, I'm pretty sure Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe has overwhelmingly positive reviews across all platforms. So, this must be in the game universe. Are these all Stanley collectibles? Holy crap! Oh wow. Okay. There's a ton of them here. Did I pick them all up? I haven't missed anything, right? Because I'm going down. I don't know if I can turn back. Oh. Oh! We're in the office building. Very dark version or area of the office building we've never seen. It kind of resembles that area with the two doors, but a lot bigger. Oh! Okay, we're doing something. Hello again. Oh, okay. So, I should mention that because I usually get the game open and set up before I start streaming, I have not actually been streaming this portion of the game because whenever you start up the game, you get like these messages that have you do certain things. So, like the first time you open it up, it asks you for the current time. The second time you open it up, it asks you for the current time again, and then it thanks you for entering the time both times and says that it doesn't know if you've been entering the correct time or not, but that most people would just leave it at 12 o'clock and skip it. And then it says enter your favorite time the next time, and then you can enter another time the third time you open the game. Sorry, this is getting really confusing. Hopefully people who played the game know what I'm talking about. And then it says something like, oh, that's your favorite time of the day, or you just entered the current time, whatever. Then, I think the fourth or fifth time, you set different sliders, very random sliders, like one that's like, make the dog and the cat become friends, and if you move the slider, they kind of like move towards each other, and just silly stuff like that. So anyways, this is kind of like that, and I noticed when I opened the game this time around today, I didn't get this opening screen. that we're seeing right now. So I'm very curious what it's going to say. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise. What nonsense. Now, obviously, these intro texts have never been voiced, but the way that they're worded always sounds like the narrator's talking. So I don't know if this is him talking to us just without the voiceover. The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. It also could just be the developers talking directly to us. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. Okay, so it's not the narrator. It must be the devs talking to us. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also really need a dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead. Try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Alright. Okay, this is interesting. The Stanley Parable 3. And we get a bunch of words on the left and a bunch of combining words on the right. So we've got to really think about like what's going to be the catchiest, most eye-catching title that we can think of for the Stanley Parable 3 that's going to keep the franchise going. It's going to, bring it back from its ultra low pit that it's in right now. Like what's just going to bring this series back? So what are we going to decide for the name of the game? We got Fistful of, Story of, The Revenge of a Game of, Journey to, One with the. So what would be a good word to start this subtitle with? Journey to. A lot of these wouldn't make sense. Journey to Thank You. Journey to Scorpion. Fistful of Pirate. The Revenge of the Pirate. The Revenge of the Mind Control Machine. Okay. That's a game I would play. I don't know about you guys, but kind of want to learn more about that Mind Control Machine. So Stanley Parable 3, The Revenge of the Mind Control Machine. I'd play that. The Stanley Parable 3, The Revenge of the Mind Control Machine. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. Sounds like a lot of franchises that I actually know in real life. I won't drop any names so that I don't get in trouble. But, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. Let's do it. New Stanley Parable game every time we open the game. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? No, he didn't. I thought that we had figured it out because, the first time we pulled the switch, there was one light, and then the second time we went to go pull the switch, there were 2 lights, so I just assumed you had to do it over and over again. But we also haven't gone back to that showcase expo area since then, so... Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let me fix it. Alright, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. I'm kind of anxious, but I'm ready. Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. So this is what I was talking about. The first couple times that you open the game, this is what you see. So we're gonna continue the trend of actually entering the correct time. So right now it's 2:39 p.m. Actually, it's 2:30 p.m. Exactly. Please adjust the slider until the computer is very visible. So the computer is barely visible right now, but like everything in this game has been so dark, I'm almost tempted to raise it up just a little bit. I know this might be cheating, but it's still considered barely visible, right? Like I can barely see that. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. All right, so okay. I know that it told us that it was good. I know that it told us that it was going to show the new title at the start of the game, but I wasn't expecting it. Like, that car is throwing me off because it's the middle of the desert. So let's just begin the game and see if we just continue as normal, because there are a lot of like things that I wanted to do in this episode that involve the bucket, and I don't want to have to start all over because that would really suck. So let's just see if this starts the game as normal. Because the Stanley Parable 3 shouldn't be different from the Stanley Parable 2 from what that said. It's just the same game with different numbers.
This is the story of
Okay, normal intro. Alright, so the first thing that I wanted to take care of right out the get-go was
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
We've fallen into the pit in the monitor room. The big sign is gone. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. We've fallen into the pit in the monitor room with the bucket, but we've yet to see what happens if you fall in there without the bucket, so I'm just going to go take care of that right away.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
speed running right now, just to get there as quickly as possible, because we've seen a lot of this stuff.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming.
If we enter early with the bucket, he doesn't get upset about it. But we don't have our emotional support bucket with us, so the narrator doesn't have that support either.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Alright. Let's see what happens if we fall into this hole without the bucket. Because when we went down here with the bucket, we kind of started living together. We had like a nice little setup down there, and then we started fighting because Stanley wanted to go back to the office, if I remember correctly, and we had a falling out with our bucket. So let's see what happens if Stanley goes down here alone, all alone in a dark pit, with no one to keep him company.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret.
This is very rewarding
just for you.
Experience.
That's how special you are.
Thank you.
We call this track Good job, you've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Well done.
Kind of a lengthy title. Sounds like something Fall Out Boy would come up with.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an
I don't think
I believe in you.
we never
I
fell down
believe in
here,
your ability
so I didn't even know that was a bug.
to chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good
I'm enjoying the
job, you
praise,
did it.
though.
Good
Like,
job, you did it. Good
we did
job,
this.
You did it. Good job, you did
We
it.
did it.
Good job, you did it.
I like how this is like the only song in the game that has lyrics too. Was that it? Is it just gonna re-loop? Alright, remind me to add that to my Spotify playlist. That was a banger. Alright, so other things that I wanted to do is we're gonna just go through a bunch of different endings that we got in the original Stanley Parable, but with the bucket, and we'll see how that changed. So I know there is an ending for closing Stanley's office door while you're still inside. I don't know if I can grab the bucket, come back, and then do that, but we'll find out.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Also,
what could it mean?
I'm gonna look
Stanley
for
decided to go to the meeting room.
input
Perhaps he had
computers.
simply missed a memo.
I don't know if they reset when we closed the game last time, but I think we had gotten 3 before.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better
we
man
do have to start
and
over.
a better co-worker.
Dang
In
it.
time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Oh, his door's already closed, so I guess you can't get that ending with the bucket. So let me think of endings we haven't done with the bucket yet. We haven't done the escape pod, the one where you
Stanley
go
clutched the
into
bucket tightly to his chest and entered
the
door
manager's
on his
office
left.
and then like quickly leave as the door is closing. I know the narrator didn't have any dialogue for that ending, but I'm curious if anything changes with the bucket.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
The problem
Perhaps
is
his
that
boss's
it's
office
really
was where he'd
easy
find. Coming to a
to
staircase, Stanley
accidentally
and the bucket walked upstairs
miss the
to
door
the boss's office.
before it closes, so I have to like, I forget where the trigger is, but we have to go in far enough and then quickly leap.
into the
Yeah,
manager's
dang it, I
office,
knew I was gonna mess it up. Ah! I wish I knew where that little invisible trigger was.
All of his co-workers were gone.
The door closes
What
so
could
fast.
It mean?
Ooh, I don't remember how I did this that one time, because I got this the second time.
Stepping
There we
in-
go. Okay. Oh, I was like still in the door when it was closing, so it's partially open. I hope that doesn't affect anything. Alright, so narrator's not talking, which is what normally happens with the escape pod ending, but let's see, let's just run through it with the bucket, see if anything changes at all. See, normally this would be super creepy, but I got my bucket with me to keep me safe. Nothing seems to have changed, but that doesn't mean it won't, because a lot of the endings have done that. Alright, just keep moving forward. Pretty sure it just eventually... Oh. What is this? What is... I don't remember this. Is this the escape pod itself? Is he shushing the bucket? Is the bucket the only one who gets to escape? Are we gonna put him in the escape pod and send him off? Stanley, no! Don't leave the bucket! You guys were supposed to be inseparable. Okay, so it was a little different. I mean, it played out mostly the same, because normally I think you just walk into that last room and then it takes you to the loading screen, but the bucket got to escape. That's all that matters. Why Stanley would willingly leave it behind, I don't know, but...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Alright,
What could it mean?
where was the second
Stanley
one?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So, the bucket is actually gone. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. No, because I was expecting it just to, you know, loop back like everything else. We need the bucket for the for the other endings in the game. I was not expecting it to actually disappear for good. Okay, do we have to go back to the new content area? Is the game just gonna play as normal?
When Stanley came to a
Oh,
set
no,
of
no,
two
no, no,
open
no, no,
doors,
no, no,
he
no.
entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'm actually low-key freaking out because I wasn't expecting the bucket to actually be gone, and we kind of need it for the other endings. Phone's ringing.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
How many cardboard boxes did she say? I mean, if Solid Snake has taught us anything, is that you can never have too many cardboard boxes, but... Replacement bucket? So I wonder if we go to the warehouse, is there just suddenly going to be like a ton of boxes? Because she said that the order will arrive shortly, didn't she? Alright, well that's perfect, because the next thing I wanted to do anyways was bring the bucket through the vent and see if that changes anything, so we're going to go to the warehouse anyways.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
I don't think we lost it. We purposely sent it away for some reason.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
We also
to
have to
go
take
back
the
to
bucket
meeting
to
room.
the Adventureline area too. There's just so much to do.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I can't actually tell if there's new boxes or not. I thought maybe after that phone call that there would just be like a bunch of cardboard boxes added to the warehouse. So now that we got this, I guess it's a lot easier to get down to this vent. So let's see what happens if we bring the bucket through here. Because the first time we came across this without the bucket, the narrator faked us out, making us think that he was recording this whole time. Now he's not saying anything, so it's kind of creepy. Oh.
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket,
Daddy?
the less sense
What's going on, Sam?
anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times
This
I've
is an
done
illusion.
it's always the same.
We're not streaming right
feeling.
now. It's all in your head.
And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense.
there's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so
Is this Stanley
differently
talking?
when
Are we
this
recording
bucket
right now?
is in my arms.
Or is this someone else who had an experience with
Why
the bucket?
everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure?
Don't send it off into an escape pod, maybe.
I can monetize it.
What?
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
Oh.
What's that? Who's
Okay,
there?
so this is definitely recording, but who recorded this? We are not bringing back that username. So who was that we were just listening to? It sounds like someone else experienced the powers of the bucket and was planning on using it to make money, but Gamborata or something did not like that idea. And sounds like they put a stop to that. Also, we're a little after a half hour, so for the people watching on YouTube, I'm going to end this recording right here, and when we come back, we're going to take the bucket to more places that we've been before without the bucket.